同学们好。
老师好。
Hello. So today is our 7th class. It is the 14th of December. We're getting into the middle third of our series of classes on the third section of the Young Family Tai Chi Chuan traditional hand form. I will have a bunch of announcements at the end, but this will be our last class of the year. We'll be picking up again the week after New Year's, but there will be classes in this time slot, in the 2-week school break. So today we'll be learning a new movement. Golden Rooster stands on one leg, which actually comes in one on the left and one on the right. But let us begin with our fundamental practice. And we've been practicing in standing practice one leg. And today is where we actually cash that up because Golden Rooster stands on one leg. But let us start with our two-legged stance, parallel stance. So feet shoulder width apart, a little bit wider. And circle the arms in front of the chest. And we'll do both the posture checks and we'll think about footwork. So for posture, head up, pushing up, light and energetic. Absorb the chest and round the back. Sink the shoulders, drop the elbows. And relax the waist, which means drop your hips straight down. And what we're trying to do is we're not just relaxing the waist, we're trying to find relax, which is opening and extending and connecting throughout the whole body. So feel your whole spine from your tailbone all the way up to the top of your head, extending and opening all the gaps between the vertebrae, opening up. And then left and right as you pull open at the elbows, to absorb your chest, feel that opening in the small of your back. At the same time, feel the weight sinking onto your feet. With our stance, there are 3 requirements that are true for all our stances. One is that the feet are either pointing straight to the front or 45 degrees off to a diagonal. So here, both are straight to the front. Second, we say weight over the bubbling well. That means the weight is even across the whole foot, especially forward and back. So you don't want more weight on your heels than the ball, or more weight on the ball than the heel. And the last requirement is crotch rounded. So we don't want the knees twisting in. We want to have nice round feeling in the groin. And with this, we spend a few last seconds just finding the breath. See if as you breathe in, your abdomen expands. As you breathe out, it contracts. And this practice gradually will teach your body, or your body will teach yourself, how to adjust your posture so that you breathe naturally and easily. And we want to find that everywhere in the form when we move or when we're standing. It's hardest when we're standing on one leg. So let's try that. So shift your weight slightly to one side. If you're mirroring me to your left, open your right foot. So now this back foot is pointing to the corner. Bring the front foot straight ahead and let's just get the chest right. So your chest is pointing to the corner in the same direction as your back leg. Straighten the back leg. If you're fine here, leave the foot there. If your balance is good today, you can bring the foot back, touch with the toe. This is not a balance exercise, it's a posture exercise. So push up with the head, sink the shoulders, drop the elbows, slightly sink the chest, round the back, and relax the waist. And think about the footwork. So one foot is to the corner, that's good. Do you have the weight even on the ball and the heel? Adjust the tilt. And how do we do crotch rounded? That's actually the up leg. So feel that you've got a nice round groin with your up leg. So let's change the other side. Sink down, Open your groin, put the other foot down. Let's just get the angles right. So open your chest to the corner. Your nose is pointing in the straight direction. So you'll probably feel a little stretch in your neck. Straighten the back leg. And if you're feeling comfortable, bring the back foot in. Use your toe for balance. Feel that rounding. So the up leg is pointing straight forwards, and the back and the standing leg is pointing to the corner. Head up, and feel your shoulders sinking. Maybe all that other attention has made your shoulders get tense. Drop the elbows. Absorb the chest and round the back by pulling at the elbows, pulling the fingertips. At fingertips pull on the elbows. Relax the waist. So even though you're trying to relax your lower back, you're not locking the leg. Let's change to the other side. Start with the leg out straight. Set up your chest to the corner, head looking straight forward. Straighten the back leg. If you want, you can lift the front leg, but you don't have to. This is not a balance exercise. And if at any point you want to put it down, do that. This is even harder. Head up, shoulders down, elbows down. Absorb the chest. Feel a nice big circle in those arms. Relax the waist, so lengthen your lumbar spine. Feel your crotch rounding, so your sole of your foot, of the up leg, is actually pointing in a little bit. So let's go down. Last minute on the other side. Start with the leg out straight. Set up your chest to the corner, so your chest is pointing in the same direction as your hips. Straighten the back leg. Bring the back leg in to wherever you're comfortable. It could be all the way out here, touching with the toe, or if you're feeling adventurous, lifting it up. Head up, sink the shoulders, absorb the chest, relax the waist. Feel the weight on your feet, so the back foot is pointing to the corner. It's good. Weight over the bubbling well, even the heel and the ball. Crotch rounded. That's mostly in the up leg. And stop. So just sink down. Put one foot down straight. Bring the other foot down straight. And we're done. So that's our standing practice. And really what standing practice allows us to do is to begin to work on the feeling that we have internally. So there's two ways of looking at the form. One is looking at the form, seeing the shape. So these are the motions, the movements, the hands, the feet. The other side is no shape. And those are things that you feel, and it, as you practice year by year, you feel more. And that really also goes under the heading of energy. So we are practicing, when we do standing practice, to learn how to be aware of what the inside of our body feels like. So, are there any questions? If not, let's practice together. We'll practice the third section through to where we got to last time, which is snake creeps down. So I'm going to use my little hat. This is the front direction. Nancy calls it 12 o'clock. Master Young calls it south. So we're going to start at the beginning of the third section. We're in cross hands. This go round, I will just call the movements. Next go round, I'll provide some cues. Embrace tiger, return to the mountain.
Embrace tiger, return to the
Roll back. Press. Push. diagonal single whip. Wild horse parts its mane. 1. 2. 3. 'Grassbird's tail. Ward off left. Ward off right. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Fair Lady Works Shuttles. 1. 2. 3. 4. 'Grassbird's tail. Ward off left. Ward off right. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. And this is the end of the first chunk of the third section. Now we're going to go into the second chunk, starting with cloud hands. Then we'll do snake creeps down. So 1, 2, 3. Snake creeps down. And stop. Okay, hopefully we're slowly warming up. Let's do that again. I will now face in the other direction, so my little red hat is now on the other side, so this is going to be the front for me. And we will start again. I will offer a few more cues. Some people like lots of cues, other people find them distracting, so hopefully some of this will be useful to you. Beginning of the third section, cross hands. Embrace tiger. Return to the mountain. Shift the weight to the right. Pivot on the left heel almost to straight. As the arms go to the back, step out, bow stance, more than straight, less than corner of the right foot, and push out. Roll back. As the weight shifts back, lift the right arm in front of the right shoulder, left arm turns over, shift back, and then roll to the corner. Press, turning your direction back to the front foot. Press out, push, flatten the palms, sit back your weight as the palms come in front of the ribs, push up and out as the weight shifts forward. Diagonal single whip, shifting back your weight, pivot on the right heel as you pull with the left hand. Right foot goes to the front. Coming back, make a hook, right arm to the side. As you step out, left arm to 45, connect out to the corner, and you're in a bow stance to the corner. Parting wild horse's mane, shift the weight to the right, bring the left toe more than corner, almost straight. Close the arms, step out with the right foot, more than straight, less than corner, with the body turning, sweep up the right arm, look over your fingertips. 2, shift weight back slightly, open the right toe, open the right hand as you grab, close, step through, more than straight, less than corner, with body turning, sweep up the left arm, right hand in front of the right hip. 3, shift back, open the foot and the arm, close the arms, step through, sweep up with body turning. Grass bird's tail, shift back your weight, pivot the right heel, arms don't change. Shift your weight to the right. As the arms close, left foot steps in and out into a bow stance to the front. Ward off left, lift with the left arm, push down with the right. Right arm is by the right hip. Grass bird tail, ward off right, shift weight slightly to the right, left toe turns to the corner. Grab and pull to the left with the left arm. Arms close as the right foot goes in and out. And ward off right. Roll back, both arms rotate as you turn your chest to the corner. Shift your weight back as you turn your chest to the other corner. Press, close the arms, turn the chest. Press out, palm on right forearm center. Push, flatten the palms, square the chest to the direction of the side. Sit back, teardrop with the palms. Push up and out as you shift your weight forward. Single whip, sit back your weight, flatten the palms, pull with the left hand as you pivot the right foot through 135 degrees on the right heel. Going back, make a hook, right arm to the corner, step through, left arm to 45, foot flattens, left arm connects to the side, and step out, single whip. Fair Lady Works Shuttles. 1, left arm comes around to the side as the left foot pivots on the heel, 135 degrees. 2, sit back your weight, step out, right foot to the straight direction. Step past the right foot as the arms cross, open as the heel touches, as the knee bends, strike out, you're in the left bow stance. Number 2, push down with both palms across the diagonal out from your chest. Pull as you pivot the left foot 135 degrees as you step through. Shuttle the right arm under the left, step out, bow stance with the right foot. As the knee bends, strike out, you're in a right bow stance. Number 3, shift weight back, push down, right toe lifts, change footwork, right foot to the side. Now shift your weight, open the arms and close as the left foot comes to the side. Step out as the arms cradle, knee bends, strike out. 4, push down across the diagonal with both palms. Pull as the left toe, heel, pivots 135 degrees as the arm shuttles, step out behind you, heel touch as the arms cross, and strike out. Grass bird's tail, ward off left. As you sit back, rotate both arms into rollback position. Now pivot the right heel 90 degrees, arms don't change. As you sit onto the right leg and step in out, arms close. As you shift your weight forward, left arm lifts, right arm pushes down. Ward off right, shift to the right. Left arm goes to the right and then pulls to the left as the weight goes to the left. Close the arms as the right foot steps in and out. Lift with the right arm. Right palm back to shoulder height. Roll back. Both arms rotate as you turn at the waist to the corner. Sitting back your weight, turn to the other corner. Press, close the arms, nice circle with the fingertips of the right palm, pressing out. Push, flatten the palms, pull back the palms horizontally, sit in front of your ribs, pushing out. Single whip, pushing back your weight, flatten the palms, pulling with the left hand, pivot on the right heel 135 degrees, arms go to the other side, press down a little in front of your Stomach as you go to the right, hook to the corner, step out, bow stance, and single whip. And now we're at the beginning of the second chunk, cloud hands. 1. Step out, double wide as the arms are to the side. 2. Arms to the left, step in, shoulder width. As the arms to the right side, step to the left, double wide. Now number 3, just step the right foot to corner, circle, and single whip. Snake creeps down, yield forward, weight, open the back toe 135 degrees, shift back, left arm in, sink down, left arm to the hips, and then go forward, left palm down the leg, and stop. So there we are. How is that? Okay, great. I'm seeing thumbs. I'm seeing thumbs. Oh, but Michael has a question. Do you have a question, Michael?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Welcome.
This is kind of a basic question. I'm going to go back to kind of a basic. You see, on the single whip, on the right hand, are you supposed to be arching your way back so you're more parallel, or the right hand is into the corner?
That is a wonderful question, Michael. I don't think there are any basic questions, or maybe they're all basic. But your intuition or your recollection is exactly right. So the back arm is to the corner, and the right arm is to the corner, the left arm is to straight. Okay?
Right.
Right.
So it's not really an expanded back then. It's not expanded like this way. It's more like this way.
Yes. That's another good point. So what you have to do is you have to, even though this is a 135-degree angle, right? So it's 90 degrees to here and then another 45. You still have to keep your chest sinking to do that. The other thing that I will mention, since you raised this, Michael, is so we want to have our chest centered between our arms. So we don't want, one arm like this and the other arm like this. We want to have the chest centered between the two of them. So that means that actually when you're in this posture, just have a look where you are. If your back hand is to the corner, your left hand is to the straight, your chest is actually pointing more than corner. If you think about it, it's half of 135 degrees, which I can't do the math, 65 and something, 60 something degrees. So your chest is open quite wide when you're in single whip.
So it'd be open towards to the left arm then. It'd be more this direction.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, exactly right. So for example, so if I had my chest to the corner, which I sort of do now, and I equalize the angle between my arms, it would be 90 degrees. But this back arm is more than 90 degrees, so I need to open my chest more. Got it. Great question. Okay. So I would like to just watch you practice and see where we are. The thing that I'm going to talk about first is footwork for Fair Lady Works Shuttles. And in fact, footwork is the most fundamental thing. So something that I noticed with footwork, and I think perhaps many of us have the same issue. So this is the front, and I'm going to start in single whip. And I'm just going to look at the footwork. So one is I'm going to pivot on the back heel. My left toe is going to turn 135 degrees. I'm going to pick up my right foot and put it down, going to the side. But the thing I'd like you to notice is the direction where you put your right foot. It's center line 2 sides from the back foot. So we're going to turn the left foot through 135 degrees. We're going to define this as a line. Then pick up this foot and put it down so that it's on the other side of this line that goes straight past your back foot. And the reason we,
Oh.
yes, you got it.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so the question I'll ask you, I will answer this, but think for yourself, why do we do this? Why do we step center line two sides? Think for a moment. Here's the answer. Hey, Aileen. Aileen's joined us. Okay, so I need to back up a little bit. I'm going to turn. Here's my center line two sides to the corner. I'm going to step. And the reason is I'm going to step through. So I'm going to step into a bow stance. So that's why I want to make sure that I step center line to side, because whenever we have a transition step, the transitional step is center line to sides.
Thank you.
That's the first one. The next thing that actually the next one is also footwork. So we've done, let's say 1, 2, 3. So I'm in Lady Works Shuttles number 2, and I'm going to go into 3. So number 2, I'm in a right bow stance. The footwork is as I shift back my weight and lift up my right foot, I pick up my right foot and put it down, but now pointing to the side. Essentially, the right foot is pivoting through 45 degrees, but this is a requirement for the form. We actually pick it up and put it down again. So it's just a small thing to be aware of. Again, think for yourself. Why do we pick it up and put it down? The reason is to remind ourselves just that at places like this, we can, in fact, change our footwork. Yes, we can just pivot, but we could actually step forward, or depending on where our opponent is, we can step back. That's why we lift it and put it down.
Oh.
Another place where we see that is in raise hand, step forward into white crane. We pick up the foot and then put it down again for the same reason. And this is in the first section. Yes, Veronica?
Is it still one line, two sides then when you put it down?
Actually, it's even easier than that. You pick it up and you put the heel back down in exactly the place where it was.
Okay.
So actually, your heel isn't going to go anywhere. You could just pivot on the heel and you'll end up in the right place. But in the way we do the form traditionally, we pick it up and put it back down.
Thank you. Okay.
The next thing that I want to, the last thing for fair ladies is to just talk about the arms, how we do the arms. When we are in, actually, and of course it could be either side because we do, right and left. When we press down, what I'd like us to do is, as you're pressing down, you're shifting the weight back. Or think about somebody's coming towards you, you're yielding, and the position of your palms, the relative position is like this. One palm is pointing at the center of the other forearm. So the arms, and in fact, what we're doing, let's see if I can rest this here. We're actually, somebody's punching towards us across this diagonal. And so our palms are like this. So make sure that if you draw a line out of the center of your chest, your palms cross that line. Don't press down like this. Press down like this. That looks nice, Veronica. Yes. And it's just pushing down. What you're going to do, if you want to think about the meaning, is, let's say we've done, yep. So this is, we're in left bow stance in number 1. You're going to push down, grab somebody's wrist, and just pull them around. So you're going to connect, grab, and pull. That's why you want to connect to your opponent's arm by pushing down. Okay, the next one, a few words about, yes, go ahead, Michael.
So your hands are pushing down, they're not like this. They're down.
Correct, yes. They are pushing down.
Along the same line.
Yeah, they are pushing down. Yeah, they're pushing down, and they're about, I don't know, to me, it's like, you know, solar plexus height. They're both at the same height. Because you're imagining, you know, your opponent's arm is underneath them. So your opponent's arm will make them at the same height. So you're pushing down, and then you're going to pull. Yes, Judith.
I still keep getting.
I'm sorry, say again.
I would love it if you would repeat once more the algorithm for the in ladies. When is it a left bow stance? Are those the even?
Yep.
I think like the even ones are left bow stance and the odd are right. But I'm dreadfully still confused about that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And happy to do that. So I'm going to go in the same direction as you. Let's say. So that's the front direction. I'm going to start in single whip. Fair lady number 1 is a left bow stance.
Okay.
Left bow stance, and the right hand is striking and the left arm is over the head. So number 1 is left. Number 2, turn, hang on. Come back here. So number 2, I'm in a right bow stance. I'm striking with the left hand, the right hand is over the shoulder. Number 3 is left again. So the odd numbers are left. 4 will be right bow stance again. Okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Sure. And you can ask that question or any other question as many times as you like. There is no limit. Okay.
True.
Let's talk about snake creeps down. And so let's review snake creeps down, which we did last week. It's a relatively straightforward movement. So actually, I'll go in the same direction as you to begin with so that we can just make sure we get the footwork right. So 1, open the back toe 135 degrees. 2, shift your weight back. 3, sink down. 4, shift forward. So let's just do that together a few times. 1, open the back toe 135 degrees. 2, shift your weight back. 3, sink down. 4, turn your torso down towards the left leg, but do not move your weight forward. I'm going to turn around so that you can see more of me, but let's just keep doing this. So 1, open the back toe. 2, shift the weight back. 3, sink. 4, down. Again. 1, open the back toe. 2, shift the weight back. 3, sink down. 4, torso down the leg. Now,
I have a question about that left arm and when you reach forward.
Yes.
Does it matter if your arm is parallel with your leg, or is it acceptable if it's above it? Like if you can't bend down enough?
Oh, yeah.
you know, the important point is that it's on the inside of the leg and it goes in the same direction as the leg.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And-
So go ahead.
And when you do that, how do you handle the head? I mean, obviously your head wants to go down.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, wants to go down with it. Do you just naturally follow that with the head?
So the way I think about it is, as always, so you can think about it, what have we already done? Punching down.
Mhm.
Your head is down. Your looking direction is sort of in parallel to your arm, but always feel the pull up to your head. So your head won't be up like this, but you're not looking at your left foot either. Your looking direction is parallel, so it's probably a few yards in front of you.
The reason I ask is because if you watch Master Young do this, he goes down so low, his head isn't really bent all that
Yes.
much. So
Right.
it looks, you know, really stable.
Yes, and that's what I want to talk about, because
Thank
we can all look at Master Young and weep. The point is not how low you go. The point is whether you're using the right method. And so let's just talk about what the method is that we want, particularly for our footwork. So first, open the back toe. That should be relatively straightforward. 2, shift your weight back. Make sure that as you shift back, you have weight over the bubbling well. You don't want to have your knee twisting in. So make sure, and again, another way of thinking about this is crotch rounded. So 1, open the back toe. 2, shift back. 3, go down. When you are down, it may not be more than a fraction of an inch. That's fine. You want to go down just far enough that your breathing is still easy and that you can make sure that your knee, your upper leg, and your foot are all in the same line. Now, you can't, while you're doing the form, you don't want to always look. So what I suggest you do is just feel and try this. Be very careful with your knee. But if you tilt your knee in a bit, you'll feel the weight on the inside of your foot. Open the knee so that the weight is even on the inside and the outside of your foot. So again, 1, open the back. 2, shift back. Front leg is straight but not locked. Sink down as far as you can comfortably go. It could be nothing today. It could be nothing for the rest of your life. That's fine. And then 3, you're moving down in this direction. But the thing to recall there is we're moving in the direction of our support, which is the front foot. Don't tilt this way. You have no support here. You're going to fall over. So when you do shift your weight down, go in the direction of your supporting foot.
So I have another question about the weight shifting. So when you shift back and I've watched watching your back leg. When you open your foot and you shift your weight back, your knee is fairly vertical to your foot. And then when you sink, the knee goes back over the back foot a little bit more.
Yeah.
And typically I probably overstretch. I probably go a little farther back. And then when I go down even more, it's deeper, but it's also harder to control the back leg. So I'm wondering, like, do you want to save a little space to bend that knee?
I don't understand the question, Marion. Ask the question.
When I shift, is your weight, even though it's in the back, it's not completely back as far back as you can get over that rear leg, correct? Not until you bend.
As you sink down, I feel more weight as I sink down, but I'm not sinking back very far, so there's not much change. The thing that you want to avoid, that I saw some of us doing, is when you come down, you don't want to come down this way.
Right.
You want to make sure that the front leg is straight. Don't, when you come down this direction.
So if we think about where we center our weight, you know, like how a tailbone, typically if we go back on a leg, sometimes it's closer to the back leg. It's obviously not right on top of it because it's not one line, 2 sides. but we want to think about where that tailbone is shifting, correct?
What's the question?
About how far essentially we're going to shift our weight back to the
Okay.
back leg before we start to sink. That's the question. So.
What I would suggest you do is just shift it back. I don't sink much, because now let's add the arms. So that might answer your question, Marion. So let's just add the arm movement. So we're in single whip. Shift forward, open the back. That's 1. 2, as you shift back, the left arm comes straight in to the left shoulder. As you sink down, it goes down to the left hip. As you sink, it goes down the leg. So the left arm is going to make this C shape.
Mhm.
Again, so shift forward, open the back toe, come back. So here you're just pulling your opponent back. Then you're going to sink down and go forward. So think about what the name of this stance is. It's poo stance. And poo is swooping or diving like an eagle. So we want to have back and then down, with the constraint that we want to keep our breathing free. So we don't
Right.
want to have our breathing tighten up. So if you feel your breath is tight, you're trying to go too far.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
So let us do Golden Rooster from here. Let's see if we can do Golden Rooster 1, and then we'll combine it with Snake Creeps Down. Before we do that, though, how is everybody with Snake Creeps Down? Okay, bad, good? You're comfortable? You want a bit more time on Snake Creeps Down? I'm not seeing a clamor, so let's move on. We'll practice more next, as we go on. Fine. So we've done Snake Creeps Down, and we are in this position. Golden Rooster, and I'm going to count the first movement as 0. Shift your weight forward, bring the back toe in, lift the left arm. 1, open the right toe, pull slightly to the left with the left arm. 2, shift your weight forward, bring the right arm in front of the right leg. 3, stand up. Let me just show it from this angle. So we're here. 1, shift forward, bring the back toe in. 2, open the left toe, pull slightly to the left with the left hand. 3, shift the weight forward, bring the right hand in front of the right leg, sitting slightly. 3, stand up with the right hand lifting. Let's do the footwork a few times. So we're in Snake Creeps Down, back foot to the back corner, as low as you can. Don't go very low here, because we're going to be doing it a few times. So 1, shifting your weight forward, bring the back toe in. You're now in a standard bow stance, 60% on the front, 40 on the back. 1, that was 0. 1, open the left toe. 2, shift the weight forward onto the left. 3, stand up. Again. So we're in Snake Creeps Down. 0, shift weight forward, bring the back foot in. 1, shift weight slightly back to open the left toe to the corner. 2, shift the weight forward. So now most of your weight's on the left foot. You're just touching with the back heel. 3, stand up. As always, when we start learning the form or reviewing the form, we break it down into these freeze frames so that we get upper and lower coordination together, down. But the other essential principle that we also want to work on is practicing smoothly and continuously. So over time, we will merge these things together. So let's talk about the arms. So we're in Snake Creeps Down. So 0, shift weight forward, bring the back toe in, the left hand just lifts up. So this actually is single whip. So you're in single whip. At the end of 0, you're in single whip. 1, open the left toe, the left arm just pulls a little bit to the side. 2, you're shifting your weight forward, the right arm comes in front of the right leg and you have a lifting shape on your right hand. 3, push down with the left arm and lift with the right as you step through and up. I'll do it in this direction. Let's just keep doing it. So we're at the end of snake creeps down. 0, shift forward, weight, bring the back foot to corner. 1, open the left toe, pull slightly to the left with the left hand. 2, shift forward, right hand in front of the right leg. 3, push down and lift up. And stop. Let me just underline a few things, draw them to your attention. The first is, I've already talked about that a little bit. So from here, 0, 1, we're going to bring the arm, the right arm is going to come down and up. So if you look at it from the front, it's going to come pretty much in a plane. It's just going to come from here and lift up. It doesn't come around the side. It just comes down and up. The next thing to notice is, so we're coming from the hook. It's sitting and then we're lifting. This lifting position is the same as fist under elbow, just the other hand. The fist under elbow, we're lifting with the left. Here, we're lifting with the right. And what you want is that your fingertips are pointing straight up. Next thing with the hands. So we're in snake creeps down. 0, close the back foot. 1, open the front foot. 2, shift your weight forward. 3, stand up. When you finish, your left palm is sitting by the side of your hip. In the usual position, your fingertips are like your headlights, right? Pointing straight to the front. Your position is your arm hanging by your side, bend the elbow slightly, bend the wrist slightly. This is where you want your left hand. Let's do that a few more times. So we're in the end of snake creeps down. 0, close the back toe. We're in single whip. 1, open the left toe, pull slightly to the left with the left arm. 2, shift the weight forward, lifting palm in front of the right leg. 3, stand up. Again. Now I'm just going to start at the end of, we assume we've done 0, so just we're in single whip. So we've done 0. So 1, open the left toe, pull slightly to the left. 2, shift forward, weight, right arm in front of the right leg. 3, stand up. Lift with the right, press down with the left. Again, we start in single whip. 1, open the left toe, pull slightly to the left with the left hand. 2, shifting your weight forward, right arm in front of the right leg. 3, stand up. A few more things. Now, it may well be that actually, if just one thing I say today is new to you, that's great. I'm saying a bunch of things. They may all be new to you or none of them may be new to you, but don't try and internalize all of them because, well, maybe you can. If you're like me, your head will explode. So the thing that I want to point out now, so we've talked about the footwork, right? We've talked about the arm movements. Now I want to talk about the body. And actually, it's the body movement that actually makes this thing work, that makes this easy. So now let's talk about the body direction. So let's just start at the end of 0. So we're in single whip, right? And to the discussion we had earlier with Michael, our chest is open more than corner. 1, we're going to turn the left toe out. So our chest is beginning to turn towards the side. When we go into 2, our chest is almost to square. When we finish lifting up, our chest is to the other corner. So if you think about what this movement has done, our chest has gone from more than corner on the one side to the corner on the other side. And it's this turning movement that'll help us get our body up. One of the pitfalls is to not open your front toe wide enough. So let's say I only open my front toe this much. Then when I stand up, my chest, because my chest, when I'm standing, my chest is usually pointing in the same direction as my supporting foot. My chest is not open enough to the side, and I don't have enough of that turning movement to get myself up. So let's do that a few times. So we've done 0, so we're in single whip. 1, open the left toe, pull to the left. So my chest is now roughly to corner. 2, as I shift forward, my chest is going to square. 3, as I stand up, my chest is going to the other corner. Remember when we were practicing this at the beginning of class, our chest was to the corner and our nose was to straight. This is how we want this posture to be. Again, we're starting in single whip at the end of 0. 1, open to the left, chest is beginning to move. 2, shifting your weight forward, chest is now to square. 3, chest goes to the corner on the left. Again, let's start from single whip. We'll start from single whip. We've done movement 0. So 1, open the left toe. 2, as you come through, turn the chest and lift the arms. And stop. Let me watch you do that a couple of times and see if there's something I've missed. Okay, what I'm seeing that I really like is that most of us really are showing that lifting really well. So that's really coming through very well. So try and remember that the fingertips are up. This is lifting the arm up. I think we're doing pretty well on this one. Let us practice snake creeps down, Golden Rooster number 1. We'll do Golden Rooster number 2 after Christmas. I don't want to rush it. So let's just do snake creeps down and Golden Rooster a few times. So we are in single whip and we're going to do snake creeps down. And I'll just call lots of cues. Snake creeps down. Yield forward slightly. Open the back toe to the back corner, 90-degree turn. Shift your weight back, left hand to the shoulder. Sink down, left hand to the hip. Torso forward, arm down the side of the leg. 0, shift weight forward, bring the right toe back to the corner direction. 1, open the left toe to the corner, pull with the left hand. 2, shift through, lifting palm, right hand in front of the hip. 3, press down with the left, lift with the right. Again, we're in single whip. We're going to go into snake creeps down. Yield forward slightly, open the back toe through 90 degrees. Shift your weight back as the left hand comes in. Sink down, hand to the hips. Shift forward, hand down the legs. Golden Rooster stands on one leg. Shift weight forward. Lift the left hand, right toe comes back to the corner. 1, open the left toe, pulling with the left hand. 2, shift through the weight, lift with the right, step through, keep lifting and press down with the left. Check your chest direction, chest to the corner, nose in the straight direction, left fingertips pointing in the straight direction. Again. So, single whip, snake creeps down, shift weight forward slightly, open the back toe, shift weight back, arms, left arm to the shoulder, sink down, left hand to the hips, forward arm along the legs. Make sure that you're not leaning over a space where you don't have support. Golden Rooster, Shift weight forward, left arm lifts, right toe closes to corner. 1, open the left toe to corner, pull with the left hand. 2, shift through your weight, lift and stand up, number 3. And one more time. Single whip, open the back toe, shift back, sink and down. Golden Rooster, shift forward, close the back toe back to where it started. Open the left toe, shift weight through, lifting with the right hand, pressing down with the left. Head up, shoulders down, chest sinking, waist relaxed, and stop. Any questions? Okay,
Right.
one thing I will say, one last thing is, and again, I can't see most of your legs, so most of you will probably are doing this. As you practice this, just as when we were doing the standing practice, don't feel as if you really have to bring your leg up every time. The requirement is that when we have this leg up, we have it, the thigh is more than horizontal, the foot is toe down, pointing in. But if your balance doesn't allow it today, and you just want to put your foot down and make sure the rest of your posture is fine, that's wonderful, because then you're getting head up, shoulders down, chest sinking, all those other posture things as well. Don't let bad balance compromise getting good posture. Go ahead.
I don't wonder, it seems like the left hand is a little left out, a little neglected here, because in Snake Creeps Down, it's just there near the leg. But
Yep.
between that and pushing down later, what's it doing?
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Judith. What it's doing, and it's actually, it turns out it's easier to see it in Golden Rooster number 2. But let's talk about it. We didn't get there today. So let's talk about it in Golden Rooster number 1. So what, yeah, we'll do it this way. So as I'm coming forward, the left arm is coming in on the horizontal to about in front of my shoulder here, and then it's pressing down.
But how did it get there from?
Yes, got it. Thank you. Yes, the way it gets there is, so here, in 0, as I shift my weight forward, the left arm lifts back up to the standard single whip position. I should have said that. Thank you, Judith.
Thank you.
Yep. And just to answer the implicit question, if you want to think about the martial art application, what is this hand doing as it comes in? One way of thinking of whether there are a couple of things that you can think about. One is your opponent is punching to you and you're just pushing down. You're just deflecting. Another way of thinking about it is that you've got them behind the shoulder or behind the neck and you're pulling them down into your knee. So that's what this hand is doing. Dr. Meng, 再见.
老师再见。